Today we are making a video on MX Linux 23, which is Alpha 2 version. As you can see, this is the April 7th 2023 edition. Here is the boot menu. You have a few options here, which is like a VirtualBox video, check MD5, boot from hard disk, memory test, switch to group bootloader, and on the down you have like a F1, F2, F3 up to F7. For F2 you will get a language. For F3 you will have a time zone, F4 for options, persist, failsafe, console. Let's type in F2 first. Here is your language. You can choose any language you want. Escape for to go back, and the time zone, you can choose your time zone. I'll choose Los Angeles. F4 option, few options like F5 persist, F6 failsafe, you can boot it in a failsafe. F7 is for console, which is like changing your display resolution. Let's boot it in a live mode, so let's go with the MX23 Alpha 2 x64, which is a 64-bit. Click on enter. It should take like a maximum of a minute and minimum of 30 to 40 seconds. And I forgot to mention that I'm running it on a virtual machine, which is a VMware with 40 GB of hard disk and 4 GB of RAM with 2 processors. Here is a black screen. MX Linux 23 Alpha 2 Libretto. The code name should be Libretto, I guess. It's a development version or a testing version, you can call it. If you are a person who want to test it, you can test it on a VMware or a virtualizations like VirtualBox or VMware. If you are a normal user, it's better to stay out of it because there should be having some bugs which should ruin your PC sometimes. We don't know anything about that because they should be having some bugs in it because it's a development. And here is our desktop, which is loading, almost pretty much loading. MX23, codename is Libretto. Let's change the display resolution first. It should automatically change the display resolution because I'm running it on a VMware, which is virtualization. If you're running from a hard disk, you need to go to settings, display, and change your resolution. Let's check the about. MX version is MX23, desktop is 64-bit desktop. Debian version is 12.0, which is bookworm, supported until June 2028, which is almost like 5 years. And here is our quick system info full report. Kernel is 6.1.0. This is my CPU, which is a 12th gen i5. BIOS FinoX version is 6.00. xfce version is 4.18.1. The latest xfce version is 4.18.4. There are 3 points lesser, but it's still the latest 4.18. That's the good news here. GTK version 3.24.36 and xfwm version is 4.18.0. VT is 7. DM Lite DM version 1.26.0, and the distro name is MX Linux 23 Alpha 2. This is Alpha 2 version, Libretto, and here is the date. Base is which is based on Debian 12 bookworm, and I'm running on a VMware. It shows a VMware virtual platform. As you can see, these are my CPU. Let's scroll it down. VMWGFX version is 2.20, and we should be having some more info down. antiX version is 3.3.25. Processors running right now is 304. Memory consumed already almost 1 GB of 4 GB, which is like a 26.8%. Init system init version 3.06. Let's check the about. This is the version. Let's close this thing. The username or a password you should enter is demo. As you can see here, they gave the root password also is root. You need to remember this thing when it is asked. You need to provide that. So let's open the system monitor and check how much resources are consumed right now by going on the system and task manager. CPU is 20%, almost it's going up to maximum of 25%, and the RAM is almost 973 MB almost a 1 GB you can call it. These are all the processes running right now. It's a xfce, so it should be lightweight. We don't know, we need to try to use it, and we should be having an idea it's a lightweight or a heavyweight after using. And it's still in a development version too, so it's up to you. It's already used. Let's type in some commands by opening the terminal emulator. Let's type in few commands. We already saw the system full info, but here is the command to see all the system info. By typing anxi-sv8, you get all the info of the system. We already saw full system info, so let's type in htop. Let's type in first cat /etc/issue. Let's type in this command and you will be having a info of the distro. Let's type in htop now. This is the htop. RAM is almost 700 MB. CPUs are here, tasks are here. Let's close this thing and let me show you how to download the this version from their official website. If their official website is available, the news, so let's check that out. Let's type in MX Linux. I downloaded it from the SourceForge, so maybe the info will be available on the website or not. We should check it out on our own. I'm using a VPN, so it triggered somehow the Google Captcha. Let's verify this thing. Here is the official website, which is mxlinux.org. You can directly type it in your search bar like this, or you can just type in the search term which I typed there. Let's see if it's available or not in the official website. It's not available in the official website, as you can see. You need to go to the SourceForge, because I downloaded it from there. SourceForge, MX Linux SourceForge. Here is the SourceForge website of the MX Linux. Go to files and you need to go for testing, because it's in a testing still. And here is the xfce, which is April 7th. Or you can directly type in this URL if you want. This is pretty much big. Instead of that, type in the search term. Instead of typing all this HTTPS, all this thing, the URL is pretty much big or lengthy. And here is the ISO file. The file size is around 2.1 GB, and already 462 people downloaded this. Let's click on the download link. Here is the download link. It should take like a 5 seconds to almost create a link. Here is the downloads. I'm using a VPN, so it should be slow. Let's close this thing. Let's try to install. Again, the installation process of MX Linux is similar, nothing is changed. It's trying to check the installation media if it's corrupted or not. Let's try to escape this thing, because it's running pretty much smoothly. And this is the process, like choose your keyboard settings and click on next. And hard disk, encrypt if you want, you can provide the password. If you don't want, you can do that. And this is the customized disk layout, like a dual boot, all those things. This is a entire average. It's going to erase everything, so be careful what you're doing. If you're running on a VMware, no problem, but if you're running on a hard disk, it's going to erase everything. Be careful, and you need to have an idea of what you're doing here, and be careful while doing this. And 40 GB of hard disk here. Click on next. It's going to format right now, but I don't want it to install. Again, this is the same process of installation, so no need to show this thing. You can watch my previous video. I'm running it on a virtual machine, so it's good. Again, it's a testing edition. If you're a normal user, don't go with it, just ignore this thing. Wait for the stable version. If you are the person who want to test it, you can go with the download thing. So let's check out the apps which comes pre-installed here. These are all the apps which comes pre-installed with MX Linux 23 Alpha 2 version. As you can see, there are a lot of apps here available right now, which almost everything is here. These are all the apps which comes pre-installed. Let's check the version of xfce, which should be 4.18. We already saw the full system info, so no need to check these things. We don't have any news or a chain log, so that we can see what's new here. We need to go through all these things. It's going to take an hour. I don't know what is new because they didn't provide anything. It's just a testing edition. Some apps version should be updated from the previous versions. So let's check MX. The password is the demo. Authenticate. It should open the app right now. Here are the apps you can install direct clicking on the right. These are the apps you can install it. You can go through all the apps. This is the common thing in the MX Linux. You already know this info. Enable repos, all these things. You already know what are these things. So I'm just going to skip it. Let's check and open few apps and check the version of the apps right now. xfce version is 4.18.4, which should be almost every app should be versioned with 4.18 and with some point like that. So that's also waste to open all the apps and check these versions. The available xfce desktop environment apps will be versioned with starting with 4.18. These are all the apps which comes pre-installed. Let's open the system package manager. They have the password for these two, and again demo for the password. This is the system synaptic package manager 0.91.3. This is the version. Let me scroll down, and let me quickly scroll down fast because it's going to take a lot of time. If you want to look at this thing, you need to change to YouTube settings speed up to 0.25, so you can go clearly see the versions in a slow mode. Here are the installed version. As you can see, you will be having a right click here, and the version will be available here. So let's close this thing. These are the applications which comes with which are available in the Linux distro of MX Linux 23 Alpha Edition. I think that's it. No need to open all these things. Let's check the Office version, LibreOffice version, which should be like a 7.5.2, which is the latest version almost. Let's check it again, which is 7.4.5, which is not the latest version but almost the latest version, you can call it. Here are the packages or a package manager. This is a volume button, internet connection, you already know that. So let's try to change the wallpaper and see if there is any new wallpapers available. This is the new wallpaper right now, which is a single wallpaper available in the backgrounds. As you can see, there's nothing there in there. These are the folders. If you want, you can choose the folders for the wallpapers. Again, you already know the info. Let's close that thing. On the accessories side, you have every app which is already available in the old version, and on the development, the same apps. On the games, we have the 4 games. On the graphics side, you don't get a GIMP image editor. On the internet, you get a Firefox and a Thunderbird and a torrent client. On the multimedia side, we get a VLC media player and a Strawberry music like that. Some audio things which were already available in the past version. And these are few MX Tools apps which also you already checked that old version. These are few settings. You can change the themes and customize if you want, do anything you want here. We don't have any news or a change log about the Alpha 2 version, so we don't know what has changed. So it's better to wait. If it's available, I'm going to provide that in my description. We don't know anything, so we just need to check everything. So let's go to the system monitor and end this video. Let's see how much resources are consumed. Almost 268 processes running, and the memory is up to 41%, 1.5 GB almost. We need to open a lot of apps. Just opened a few apps, like 5 to 6 apps. It's almost 1.6 GB right now. You can try it on your own because the XFCE is a lightweight desktop environment. If you have a low-end PC, test it on your own. And again, it's a testing edition or a development edition. Be careful while doing that. These are the system resources. You can put side by side of the beginning of the video and ending of the video to get the info of how much resources are consumed. You'll get an idea of how much resources are consumed after the if you put it in side by side. So I think let's go to my channel right now and end this video. If you're using on a browser, you can just type in youtube.com/9to5linux for my channel. Let me show you like this, youtube.com/9to5linux. If you are using a browser in your TV tab or a mobile, you need to provide this or put in this URL for my channel. If you are using a YouTube app, you can just type it in your 9to5linux in your YouTube app, which will take directly to my channel. Click on enter. I'm using a VPN. It should take a few seconds, so let's wait for it. Here is my channel. If you are here for only Linux content, just go to playlist. Under here you can see the Linux. Go to the view full playlist. I made around like 1540 videos, as you can see here. If you want play all, if you want shuffle, you can do anything you want. Go back. You can directly search it in here like with your favorite search term or a favorite Linux distro, like example Zorin OS, and hit it enter. And you will be having the latest videos here, because as soon as they released and as soon as the ISO file is available, I make a content on it. So no need to wait for something. I'll provide the content right at the time they provide the ISO file. So if you want to subscribe, you can subscribe. If you don't want, it's up to you. I'm not going to force you. And this is some info, like I post 2 videos daily without missing any day. I'm making videos from past 5 years without missing any day. Just like 2 or 3 days I missed in 3-4 years. That's it. And these are the timings you need to follow, because it's a you can even check my content or check my channel. I will be posting before the timing. I will be putting them in a premiere mode or a premium in a premiere. It should be available, and you should be having an info of what I'm going to post that day. I make videos before the time, so you will be having an info of what I will be making that day. If you want to subscribe, you can subscribe. If you don't want, it's up to you. So that's it for the video. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the thumbs up button. It helps make a good content for you. Other than that, I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace out.